Hi, Verbling. My name's Michaela. I'm from Phoenix, Arizona. And today we're talking about movies. We'll be having lots of discussion about genres, a little bit of movie vocabulary, and talking about quotes as well. If you guys have any questions on this class, or you'd like to suggest a topic for future classes, you can message me on Facebook, and I'll put my Facebook name in the chat box for you on your right. Mohammed, welcome to class.
Hi, teacher.
Hi, Mohammed. How are you doing today?
I'm fine. And you?
Excellent. I'm having a good morning so far. The day is just beginning for me.
Thank you.
Abimelech, welcome to class.
Thank you. How are you?
I'm doing very well. Good to have you back. Trin, welcome to class.
Hi, teacher.
Hey
How
there,
are you?
Trin. I'm doing really well. I've seen you frequently in class this week. You're doing a lot of studying. Excellent.
Thank you.
And Andres, welcome to class.
Thank you. Hello, how are you?
I'm doing really well this morning. Ready for the
Yeah,
day.
it's, it's cool.
And
I had to say I saw your video presentation on Berlin. It's really what's created. It's really what's created. I like it.
Thank you. Thank you. I had a friend give me a program so that I could create a video, and I'm not a master of these things, but I thought it turned out well.
Yes, I like it a lot of really nice.
Thank, thank you. And Mawia, did I say your name right?
Yeah, Muawiyah. How are
Okay.
you?
Say it one more time for me.
Muawiyah.
Mawia.
Muawiyah,
Okay.
yeah.
All
How are
right.
you?
Nice to meet you, Mawia. How are you doing today?
Fine, thanks. How are you?
I'm doing really well. Ready to talk about movies.
Yes, I'm ready. I like movies.
Great. And Emmanuel, welcome to class.
Hi, good morning. Can you hear me?
Good morning. Yep, I can hear you perfectly.
Okay, good morning, everyone.
Morning.
All right, we have plenty to talk about today. I'm going to put the notes we'll be using for most of the class in the chat box for you, and then I will screen share them on my computer as well. So let's get going. Here we go. Okay. So first off, we're going to read a quote and talk a little bit about movies in general. The first quote we'll be talking about is by Italian film director Federico Fellini, and it is, talking about dreams is like talking about movies, since the cinema uses the language of dreams. Years pass in seconds, and you can hop from one place to another. I think that's a pretty beautiful quote. So let's get started. Question number one, we're going to talk a little bit about what kind of movies are your favorites. So name some of your favorite movies. Abimelech, let's start with you for this one. Do you have any favorite movies?
Actually, I don't have any favorite movies because I like all kind of movies with a good story. And
Excellent. Yeah, it's really hard to pick
yeah,
your favorite out of so many great movies. How frequently do you watch movies?
uh, usually, I used to watch daily, but now I'm busy with learning English. That's why I only watch sometimes.
Hmm. And when you watch movies, do you watch them at home or at the theater?
Usually, I watch on my computer.
Yeah, that's what I do too. All right. Andres, answer some of these questions for us as well. Do you have any favorite movies? How frequently do you watch movies, and where do you watch them?
I think I like comedy movies, um, suspense movies too, and
Cool.
I prefer sound movies in my computer, but I I will go to the movie theater too.
The movie theater is really nice. I like the experience, but for some reason I almost never go. It's a pity, but I
But
never go.
I, I love, but it's really expensive if you
Yeah.
wanna see it movies every day or twice, twice in
Yeah.
twice times in the week. It's really
Very
expensive. It's more
definitely.
cheaper, more cheap if you download in your computer.
Yeah. Much cheaper for sure.
Much, much cheaper. Yes.
Mhm. Emmanuel, tell us about your movie habits. Do you have any favorites? How frequently do you watch them, and where do you watch them?
Well, I don't have a favorite movie, but I have I've been watching some new news or how do you call it? This kind of series, like Justified, um, uh, for Life, and Breaking Bad. It's kind of TV news.
Ah,
Or
yeah. Cool. So, do you watch them on your computer or on the TV?
yeah, and some of them in the in the computer or in the Apple TV.
Mm. And do you watch a little bit every day?
Well, it depends. If there are new chapters, I see them. Sometimes.
Got it. Very cool. Thanks, Emmanuel. Felipe, welcome to class.
Hello, Michaela, it's correct?
Uh-huh. Yeah, that's
Okay.
fine. Some people say Michaela, others Michaela or Mishaela. Whatever. I like them all. Mika is
Okay.
okay as well.
Mika?
Mika.
Mika, okay, okay. Hi, Mika. How are you?
I'm doing well this morning. How are you, Felipe?
I'm very well, thanks.
Awesome. So you jumped into our warm-up question asking, and the questions are, how often do you watch movies? Do you have any favorites? And where do you like to watch movies? Like in the theater or on your computer or on the TV? So tell us.
Oh, in my laptop, normally I watch the films, yeah.
All right. So you don't go to the theater. How frequently do you watch movies? Every day or every week?
Every day, yeah. It depends because when I don't have to study, I can watch films every day. But when I have to study, I could watch films. Yeah.
Mm, cool. All right. So when you say you watch on your computer, do you download them or do you get them off Netflix or something like that?
Uh, Always online. Yeah.
Got it. All right. Thanks, Felipe. Next up is Mohammed. How frequently do you watch movies? Do you have any favorites? And where do you watch them?
Yes, I like movies, and I watch movies every weekend, 2 times per week, and I like the romantic movies. I watch movies in my home because we compelled to do that because we are here in Saudi Arabia. We don't have theater or cinema. The best
There
movies.
aren't movie theaters near you?
Sorry.
There are no cinemas near you?
Yes. No cinemas, no theater here. Then we are compelled to watch the movies in our homes.
Yeah, you got to do it somehow. All right. Thanks, Mohammed.
Okay.
Oh man, I already forgot. Muawiyah?
Yeah, yes, correct, Muawiyah.
Okay. Sorry, I'm so sorry. I'm having trouble with your
No
name.
problem.
So answer the same questions we've been talking about. Do you have any absolutely favorite movies? And where do you watch movies? And how frequently do you watch movies?
I like movies. I watch movie every day or every 2 days. It depends on my schedule or my day activities. I like fiction movies and action movies. I watch them in everywhere, in cinema, on my TV, on my laptop. Um, uh, Maybe I watched all movies that after 2010 that showed in the box office, especially the fiction. My favorite movie is Forrest Gump. This for Tom Hanks.
Classic movie.
Yeah, and The Shawshank Redemption. I like this movie also. Godfather. I like Inception. There is a lot of favorite movies that I like, but the favorite one is Forrest Gump. The
All
best
right, awesome. Thank you very much. And Trin, you're the last one to answer these questions, and you're going to get the same ones. Do you have any absolutely favorite movies? How frequently do you watch them, and where do you watch them?
My favorite movie is maybe I I don't know what kind. Is it either The Walking Dead or action movie? And I watch it one time per week or maybe 2 or 3 times per week. I watch it at home. At I usually watch it at home, but sometimes I watch it at the theater, at the cinema.
Awesome. That sounds like fun.
Yeah.
Thanks, Trin.
You're welcome.
Okay. So we have lots more questions here, but we're going to go on to one other question that I made up before we move on to genre talk. And that is about movies being art, because I think there are some movies that are art, but I'm not sure if all movies are art. And I'd like to ask you guys. I'll start with Abimelech again. So Abimelech, will you tell us, do you think all movies are art, or do you think some are something other than art? And if there's something else, what are they?
In my opinion, not all movies are arts, because there are different kinds of movies out there, and some movies are really art because I don't know how to say.
So you would agree that some movies are art, but definitely not all movies are art. Can you give us
Yes.
an example of a movie that's not art?
Like horror movies.
All right. So if they're horror movies, they're not exactly art.
Yes.
Okay. Andres, what do you think? Are
Yes.
all movies art, or are some something else?
I agree with how is his name?
Abimelech?
Abimelech. I agree with him, but I think is really the movies is are is because the directors can transmit information about that, about the movies.
Mhm.
Is and can como direction, I don't know. It can address this information for different people.
Mhm.
Address or
Address?
directing, I don't know.
Oh, direct.
Address
Sure. Yeah.
directing this information, and think is a great responsibility and
Very
can
true.
arrive different people.
Mhm. So, are all movies art, or do you think there are some movies that don't fit into the category of art?
For me, uh, don't all movies don't are, for example, propaganda.
Uh-huh.
For me, don't is art because it's commercial. Yes, don't have uh, information, real information about the different people is more information, but by some type for you.
Yeah. All
I
right,
don't,
good
I don't.
example. Propaganda and commercials aren't really art, or some people would not consider them art. Okay. Thanks, Andres.
Okay.
Emmanuel, how about you? Do you consider all movies art, or are there some that you don't think fit into that category?
I think all the movies fit in that category in art, since all of them have artisans, or all of them have photography, for example. All of them have scenes created by people, by actors or actresses, and lights, all the stuff that requires to
That's a good
reproduce
point.
an ascent. Uh, even some of the mm, programs, or for example the National Geographic or Discovery Channel programs are art.
Mhm.
All of them have this kind of films or photography that catch uh, uh, moments or special pictures to show you, and all of these things are art. Everything that any human creates, I think it's art.
Very interesting point. I never really thought of that, but you're right. Even if it's a commercial, there are artists that work on that commercial. So that makes sense to me. Felipe, do you agree with him? Do you think all movies are art, no matter the topic?
I'm sorry, teacher, but I don't understand the question. Can you explain me, please?
Of course. So some movies are considered art the same way paintings and poetry is art. But I think there might be some movies that are not art, like, Terminator 3. I'm not sure if I would consider it art. So I want to know, do you believe all movies are art, or do you think some of them fall into a different category?
The question I'm going to explain. Probably it's correct. I don't know. You ask me if I consider the films art or
Yeah,
not.
yeah.
Okay. Oh, yes, of course. I think when the mind of people, yeah,
Mhm.
do something. It's everything is art, yeah, or art,
Mhm.
yeah. Then um, if you do something, I don't know how to explain. Sorry.
That's okay. So you consider all movies art because of the people and the artists who worked on them.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. Mohammed, do you agree with Felipe and Emmanuel, or do you think a little more like Andres and Abimelech?
Exactly, I am agree with you. Not all films, it's art. Some films. I think yes. I think the best film art that film is depend on the novels.
Mm.
Novels.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. The example, I I read the novels, The Fault in Our Stars. Then I watch it in the movie. That's perfect movie.
Got it. So when movies are art, you go watch it in the theater.
I watch it in my home.
Okay. So what's an example of a movie that's not art?
Mm, Films talking about the war, like like I don't know, Spring, uh, Rambo,
Yeah, Rambo.
Rambo, yes. Uh, all the films talking about the wars and racism and crime and
Mm-hmm.
kill. Yeah, this is not art.
All right. Fair enough. Muawiyah, can you explain what you think about movies being art or not?
Yes, I agree with Muhammad. My point of view here, it's regarding the balance between the artist stuff and between the producer. If we can save this balance, make let's say the movies are base of the movies that's novel and stories, and these are arts. But when convert these arts to movie, there is some people should pay money, these producers, and they want to collect more money. If we can balance between these things, between arts and novels and stuff, and between the money, then the movie will be an art. But if the producer need to make more money and didn't focus on the art, then the movie didn't come as an art. It will come as something to collect money or to get money. As
Got it.
example, there is a nice movie named Step Up. Okay, this is about dancing. The first two movies, first two movie Step Up One and Step Up One, it's great. And they are based on good story. But the third one and I think four, I'm not sure if there is four. They didn't focus on the story. They focused to collect money, just make any story to get money because the previous movies was successful.
Mm-hmm. All right. So it's a financial question then.
Yeah, if we can balance between financial and art, then the movie will be good. If we cannot
Mm-hmm.
make this balance, then the movie will be bad one.
Mm-hmm. All right. And Trin, share us your ideas. Which movies are art and which are not?
I think it's all art because I think the meaning of art is means something creative, something create from your own brain.
Mm-hmm.
It art is a many kind and drawing, picture, dancing, movie or something creative.
Mm-hmm. All right, that makes sense. So even if they're commercials, they're a little bit creative, right? That makes sense. Okay, I see both sides. All right, so we're going to move on and talk a little bit about genres. And we're going to read the genres first, of course. Let's have Emmanuel read the first. Let's see, I'll highlight the first half of the list for you. Can you read those genres for us?
Okay. James, adventure, animation, biography, comedy, detective, documentary, drama, fantasy, film noir. Hello?
Yeah? Oh, did you finish? Okay.
Yeah, film noir. What's that?
Uh-huh. That was the
That-
last one. And the rest of the list here is gonna be for Andre.
Foreign.
Andre.
Okay. Foreign, historical, horror, musical, mystery, propaganda, romantic, fiction, silent, war, western. I don't know.
Awesome. All right, so we're going to talk about our favorites and least favorites. Let's have Felipe go first. Pick two or three that you love and tell us why.
My favorite genres?
Yeah, your favorite genres.
Uh,
Genres.
Science fiction, fantasy, and comedy. Yeah.
Awesome. And tell us why those are your favorites.
My favorite is science fiction, or I don't know, fantasy probably. My favorite saga is Harry Potter.
Yeah, that's an
I don't,
awesome
I don't
one.
know, I don't know is if Harry Potter is science fiction or fantasy. Probably fantasy, no?
Mm-hmm.
Or
I think it's
adventure, no?
probably a mix, but what?
Adventure too, no?
Oh yeah, it could be adventure as well. Maybe a fantastic adventure. All right. And Felipe, why are those your favorites? Fantasy, science fiction, and comedy.
Fantasy.
But why are they your favorites?
I don't know. Probably when since I was a child, I love the fantasy film because I wanted to become a Power Ranger. Then I
Very
love
cool.
fantasy film. Yeah.
So it's part of your dreams. You've got a big imagination.
Yeah, I love.
Awesome. Thanks, Felipe. Mwawiya, can you tell us your least favorite genres and tell us why?
I like science fiction and western, also action movie. Where is the action movie? It's not listed here.
Action, yeah, I guess it's not listed here, but I guess action and adventure sometimes are similar.
Yeah.
Or you can add it. We'll add it to the list. So why are those your favorite? You said those are your favorite, right?
Yeah, I like science fiction because it's we in the technology age, and this movie talk about our future. Let's say if we back to 80s and 90s movie when the science fiction movies when we watch a science fiction from 80 and 90s, we look to the current these days, like smart glasses. We have now Google glasses, like we when talk with the mobiles. These things was before in the movies. Then we have it now because that when I watch the science fiction movie, I look to our future, our near future, because that I like these movies. Also, action is good because it's make me focus with the movie. There is no boring time. I like these movies also.
All right. Thank you very much, Mwawiya. And Trin, can you tell us what are your favorite or least favorite genres here?
My favorite genres is War, war movie, action movie, and comedy movie.
And why like war and comedies? Those seem pretty opposite. One is very serious and the other is very funny.
Yeah, I like that too. Serious and
All right, I guess it might depend on your mood, right? Sometimes you want a serious movie and other times you want something light.
yeah.
All right. Abimelech, I'm going to ask you to tell us your least favorite genres from this list.
Okay, my favorite genres are horror and action adventure.
Horror and what was the other one? Adventure?
Action and adventure.
Ah, action and adventure. Great choices. Why are those your favorite?
I like horror movies because I watch movies to understand English, to improve my listening. And I find in horror movies, I don't know why, English is little bit understandable for me, and other movies I really can't understand.
Wow, that's funny.
Yes. And action movies are I like adventure, and they are not these movies are not boring. That's why I sometimes I can't understand English of these movies, but these are not boring, so I watch them and I like them.
All right, awesome. Great choices. And Andres, tell us, what are your favorite or least favorite movies?
My favorite lit movies is adventure, comedy, fantasy, yeah, animation. I prefer I think adventure because it's a different world. You can imagine many things. The characters wear different dresses.
Mm-hmm.
The landscapes are very creative, and the stories are very similar. There are what I want to live. Yes,
You want to
you
leave?
understand. Yes, the stories. For example, Harry Potter. I like Harry Potter. I like to live their story, their
Live. Got it.
their situation.
Yeah. Yes, me too. That kind of story is inspiring. You wish you were part of that world.
Yes, it's nice. Live their situation. Often is this kind of movies.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Thanks, Andres. And Emmanuel, tell us your favorite or least favorite genres.
Well, I think it is, well, there are adventure, animation, documentary, foreign, Western, um, and science fiction. Well, all those because I like the funny movies or the that kind of movies that entertain you with adventures like Indiana Jones, for example. Animation, those movies like Toy Story or we that were made in computer or those from Disney Pixar are great. Um, well, the Western movies, well, I don't know, maybe you saw some the movie the Bad, the Ugly, and the Good, or I don't remember
The
exactly
good, bad,
the
and the
order.
ugly.
Yeah, and Well, in science fiction, I like, for example, the how do you say the Galaxy War or the Star
Yeah,
Wars,
Galaxy Wars. Oh, Star Wars. That works.
Star Wars,
Yeah.
for example, and this kind of movies that show you a little bit how could be the future.
Mm-hmm.
And the commentary, I like a lot the documentary. I like to see and this kind of documentary from National Geographic and Discovery Channel and the History Channel.
Awesome. Yeah, those are great. I'll share my favorites as well. I think my favorites are documentaries for sure, foreign films. I love foreign films. And science fiction is really good. Silent movies are interesting. I don't like to watch them all the time, but maybe once every couple months. I really like to watch old silent movies. I think they're great. And Western movies are pretty cool as well. So those are my favorites. There's pretty much just a couple types of movies that I don't like. I really don't like romantic comedies and action movies. I think they're,
Yes.
I mean, go ahead, comment.
So, Michaela, sorry. What are film noir?
Film noir.
What kind? Film noir? I don't know.
It's
Oh
a
boy.
kind of movie, and frequently it's also in the category of foreign film, but it's a kind of movie that focuses on pessimism. There's sort of these dark movies that have themes that are sort of negative. So it's like the kind of movie that doesn't end happy, you know? Because most movies,
Maybe.
everyone is happy in the end and they run off into the sunset and they fall in love and everything is good. But a film noir
Okay.
movie would be something that's like, it could be based on war or something that's sort of depressing, and in the end, it does not necessarily end in a happy way. It could be pessimistic, or maybe everyone dies or something like that.
Okay. Thank you.
No problem. Okay. So, do you guys have any genres that you absolutely hate? Anything that's not good?
I hate horror movie.
You hate horror movies. Why is that, Trin?
I think when I see it before I sleep, I think I will sleep not well. I can't sleep well.
Yeah. It gets into your brain, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
And
Anyone
I
else
don't
have
know.
a category they hate? Oh, go ahead, Trin. Sorry.
I hate it, but when someone in my family see it, I will see it too and not sleep well.
Got it. So, if you or your family doesn't sleep well, it affects you.
Yeah.
Bummer. All right. Any other categories of movies that we don't like?
Musicals.
I don't like silent movies
Why?
and the musical because it's make me go boring. Not most of them. There is a nice musical one that for Miserable. I forget the name, Miserable or something. It's a new for movie. It's a musical, but it's nice. But most of them are boring. And also the silence movie. It's old and boring. So most of them, not all of them.
Yeah, sometimes it's a little, it's not as inclusive as modern movies. There's like less going on in some senses. I could see that. But I still think they're pretty cool. Anyone else has a genre that they don't like?
Musical.
Musicals?
Yes.
Why don't you like musicals?
Yeah, musicals are depressive, sad.
No, why?
Well, they sing and dance all the movie. it's kind of boring.
All right, so you're not into singing and dancing, so you don't really like musicals. That makes sense, I guess. Although I think singing and dancing is super fun.
Yeah, but when you see, well, when I see or I watch a movie, I hope to get entertained by listening dialogues, seeing well the sense that I don't know more maybe normal, but in this kind of movies they spend all the time dancing and singing, and I think that's insane.
All right. Fair enough. Fair enough. Anyone else have a category or genre that they hate?
I don't hate, but I agree with Emmanuel. I don't like musical because when I watched it, I sleep. I always I sleep.
Have you guys ever seen Grease? Because that's the best musical.
Which one, sorry?
It's called Grease. It's one of my favorites from childhood. It was my mom's favorite movie, and she played it all the time, and now I love it too. I'll put it in the chat box. It's called Grease, like this. But I love a lot of musicals. I also love Little Shop of Horrors, which is a musical. And I guess, I mean, Disney movies are musicals, but those are more for kids. I'm trying to think of like adults. There's The Sound of Music, but
Yeah,
most musicals are old, I guess. There's not that many new musicals made as movies.
yeah, I can deal
Maybe
with
that's the
the
problem.
Disney movies, but they are
You like
animated.
Disney?
Yeah, I can deal with them, with Disney movies,
Uh-huh.
but those that are animated,
Uh-huh.
I think those movies, not all of them, but I can deal with them.
All right. I think musicals are great, but I guess there aren't really many modern musicals, so maybe nobody agrees with me. Okay. Any other genres you guys hate before we go on to something else? Okay. Then I have a question for you from this next section. We're going to do the last one first, and I'd like to ask everyone to respond in the chat box for this one. So you guys are going to respond to question number 17. Do you think movies influence society or reflect society? So do you think they have more influence or they're just a mirror image of what society wants?
I
And I'd
think
like you
both.
guys to respond. You think both?
Yes.
All right, then go ahead and explain.
Yeah, well, some movies influence society. For example, if you see a foreign movie, you will be influenced by this movie because there are things there might be things you don't see in your country, but there might be things or ways of thinking you will be influenced by because maybe for you is new, maybe for you is better than you see in your current country or in your or where you live, and this movie will be reflecting the society from, I don't know, maybe your movies from France, maybe it reflects what they live in France in the current times, and well, you might be influenced by it, but it will be reflecting the society in other country, or maybe sometimes in the same country, reflecting the society of certain region or certain county or state in your country, and so you get influenced by this movie. Well, I don't know if it makes sense.
Yeah, so it's a little bit of both, you're saying. That makes sense. And I guess we'll respond verbally to this one. I thought we'd do it in the chat box, but now we've already started. So, Felipe, you said it depends as well. It's not necessarily one or the other. Explain your opinion.
I think it depends because there are a lot of things reflects society. Yeah. Because, for example, right now in my country, I'm from Spain. Right now we are living a bad situation. Now there is a field when when where sorry we can see our situation, and it's a comedy film, but it's the reality. Yeah, it's a pity, but we have to laugh for the film, but about it's about reality.
All right. And Mawia, you said both in the chat box as well, so explain your opinion there.
Yes, there is a lot of influence, a lot of movies influence society, like let's say in a dress, like Brad Pitt when do something or dress something, a lot of people do the same. Let's say also with the quotes, when a famous actor says something in the movie, it's nice thing, the people start to repeat this thing. Like if you remember Godfather, when he say, I'm gonna make him an offer he cannot refuse. A lot of people use the same thing with daily, not daily, in some cases. A lot of things influence people. Also the same, a lot of movies take an ideas and the stories from the reality and start apply on the movies, like not biology, biography movies, like the Steve Jobs movie. A lot of these movies take their ideas from the society. Because I think it's both. It's in both ways. Yani some movies take from the society, and society takes from the movies.
Very true. Trin, do you agree with them that it's both, or do you think it's more one that influence society or reflect society?
I think both. I agree with them.
Tell us how.
Maybe
So tell us how movies influence society.
I think the movie is influence society. Some movie that maybe movie about the government or the army of soldier or war, and the movie is reflect society is maybe horror or fantasy, science fiction. I think.
So it depends on the genre. The genre makes the difference between influence and reflection. Interesting idea. Thanks, Trin. Abimelech, any ideas on this one? Do you think movies influence more or reflect more?
Uh, I think they influence and reflect both, because what happens sometimes, we mm, we try to copy from movies that reflects our society, and uh, there are many movies, those are based on a true story, and I think they reflect society, because some things are there which are unknown, and we know we know the truth from movies also, and uh, that's all.
All right. Thanks very much. Any other thoughts on this? I like your comment in the chat box, Emmanuel.
Thanks.
All right. Any other thoughts on this question before we move on to some quotes? Cool. So then we're going to use the YouTube link or the YouTube app in the chat box, and I'll show you guys quickly. It should be over here for you guys, and it's a little red square. I'll screen share quickly just in case anyone doesn't know what I'm talking about. So I know this is going to look totally crazy, but if you go on your left, there should be a red square with a white triangle in the middle. If you click that, you'll start to see this YouTube app. We're going to use that for something today. So,
Mika,
everyone see it? Everyone have it open? Yeah.
if they cannot find it, they should add it from these dots down.
This bottom part here.
Yeah, this happened with me before.
Okay, so you also might have to find it in the more, what is it called, the extra apps. You might not have it yet, so you can put it, if it's in here, you can add it there. Does everyone have it open? Does everyone know where it is? All right, I'm going to assume that since no one's saying anything. Okay, last chance, guys. Does everyone have it open? I'm also going to put the video in the chat boxes for you, so if you don't have it open or it's not working for you, you can mute yourself and play the video on your own as well. So hold on a sec. These are just some movie quotes we're going to watch, and they're going to give us in words as well. So I think this is really useful because movies are a great way to learn English, and movie quotes are perfect for you to carry into your daily lives and help stick some English in your brain permanently. So we're going to watch this short video on movie quotes and then discuss which our favorites are. If we have time, we might not, but we'll try. All right, everyone ready? Let's do it. All right. So we only have a very few minutes left, but I want to know which quote was your favorite. Trin, can you start for us? Did you have any favorite quotes from that video or from another movie?
I have no idea. Sorry.
No problem. You can take an opportunity to watch it again after class or another time and make a decision then. Muawiyah, did you have any favorite quotes from this, or do you have any favorite quotes from, what did you say? Forrest Gump. That was your one of your favorite movies, right? Great quotes in that movie.
Yes, there is a lot of quotes there, but I like the William Smith quote about the dreams. It's amazing.
Very good one. All right. Abimelech, any favorite quotes from this or another movie?
Yes, there was one quote. I didn't catch them all, but there was a child, and Will Smith was there. I think that was.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a really good one. Awesome. I'm glad you guys got to enjoy those. And I have to run because I have another class starting right now. In the next class, we're going to be watching a short clip and then discussing some of the topics and vocabulary and accents. So if I see you guys in the next class, then that'll be awesome. If not, I'll see you guys another time. Thanks for coming.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, teacher. See you again soon.